Welcome to FnF Victory Road Draft League Season 2. This video is going to be my initial thoughts video for the members of this league, examining them, their teams, how I think the league's going to go with their participation, and just some initial thoughts. This isn't going to be a terribly long video, not going to be scripted, just going to be giving some of my thoughts. So we could go right into it. Before I do, though, I do want to give a little apology if there's any background noise. Because of the quarantine right now, there's a lot of noise inside the house since everybody's home. But I'll try to hopefully minimize that as best I can as the league continues. So without further ado, let's go on and look at the league teams that we have in this initial thoughts video. So first of all, before we get into the teams, I do want to thank my backups who applied and were interested in the league and decided to fill in the backup slot in case someone has to drop out, which hopefully that won't happen. But if someone does drop out, we have people ready to step up to the plate and test their skills. That actually happened technically 3 times, but really twice in the last league. One, Butters did drop out before the league draft and everything started, so I don't technically count that since Lionhugs was able to draft and play from the beginning to the end. But we did have 2 people dropping out last time, and so the people who replaced those coaches managed to play actually more than half the league, almost got into playoffs. Both of them were like right on the cusp of getting into the playoffs, so anything could happen. So thank you so much to Nozomu, Cameron, Elias, and Kudo for signing up, and hopefully in future leagues, even if you don't get a backup slot in this one, hopefully you'll be able to participate in future leagues. So thank you once again, our backup coaches. And we look forward to you spectating, interacting, and maybe even joining in to the league. So we're going to start with the Harlem Globetrotters, the team coached by Drizzle Boy, aka Adriano. And I'm just going to put on all of these the team name, the coach name, which is their username. AKA is what they go by. Most people go by their usernames, but some people go by something else. So Adriano is here as Drizzle Boy, leading the Harlem Globetrotters. And then I just put what people are referred to by, so people don't really have any confusion as to how to refer to them. So yeah, I'm really excited to have Adriano. Also, if you're watching, if it's actually Adriano or however a different pronunciation, whenever I go for pronunciation, I always go for like the Spanish pronunciation first. But I'm really excited to have Adriano participate in the league, and I think it's going to be a very interesting team that he's setting up. He told me that he was interested in Rain before, but I talked to him again recently, and he said actually that might not be the case. So we'll see there. His favorite Pokemon is Vileplume, and you can see that on the team logo. So good taste there. I do have a Vileplume keychain that I showed him that I have attached to my keys because Vileplume is awesome. But yeah, so Adriano has been participating in draft leagues. I think he's currently in one. He has been in one before, and so he does have experience. And so he is going to bring some interesting competition to this. And this is actually our second European player, as he's from Germany. So Quest is not the only European player in the league now, which is probably nice for him, since he'll be able to plan a time that's a little bit better for European time, probably, if he ends up facing the Harlem Globetrotters. So welcome to the league, and I hope you enjoy it. You've been watching since like the middle of the last league, And you've been a really cool guy, have DM'd me and a few other people in the league. So I welcome you, Adriano, and I hope you enjoy it and have fun. Next we have I Like Corsola. Oh my gosh, I spelled it wrong. Well, I spelled it right, which is technically wrong. It's actually L-I-E-K, not L-I-K-E. I guess I thought I spelled it the correct way for this team. But yes, I Like Corsola, by the coach Zeke Wiggs, who is a master ship poster and a ultimate homie, as you can see in the team logo. It says using grass type is cheats. Don't use grass types against Corsola. Thanks. So Zeke Wiggs, really good friend, and someone who I actually haven't seen play Pokemon, but who I'm sure will do a good job, considering that in Smash Bros. At least he's very good at being technical and aware. So I think that he'll bring that to the table. You can refer to him, he said, as anything, but with an asterisk, because you can't refer to him as late to dinner. That's the one thing you can't. So call him anything, but don't call him late to dinner. But really, I'm very glad that Zeke Wiggs is in this and participating. Always a pleasure when the ultimate homie of the server gets to enjoy in the festivities. So welcome, Zeke Wiggs. I hope you enjoy the Draft League and hopefully many more. And next we have the last person who did not participate in the previous season. So we have 3 in total. This is Morgana's team, which is Northern Necrozmas. And I just want to say that this is a very, very cool logo picture. I think it's extremely creative and it was really well put together. The whole prism theme, tying in the Pink Floyd art with the prism theme and then putting the Canadian flag, I think it's genius. I love it. This is one of my favorite logos. So kudos to that. I think Morgana's been really excited for this league. Since the last season, I think he joined in as a spectator like week 8 or something like that, but he was always watching battles, always talking about the battles and engaging with the league. So I think he'll be a really good addition to this league. Really excited to have him. I don't know what his battle style is going to be, but I do know it's probably not going to be stall. As I've seen from the draft practice sample teams I've been posting up, Morgana does not seem to be a particularly big fan of stall. So we probably won't see stall come out of Northern Necrozmas. Maybe we'll see Necrozma, who knows. But yeah, I think Morgana's going to bring an interesting, fun, and engaging part to this league. So stay tuned for that. We move on to Waterfront Woods, headed by Sir Roland, and this is this begins the teams that participated in the last league. So all the teams from here on out participated in the last league. Formerly, Waterfront Woods was Bayside Divers, and we have a picture of Maine there in the background because he's living in Maine and Texas. Maine for school, and then Texas is home. So that's why we have Maine there. And he goes by either Bill, Sir Roland, or Indecisive. Any of those is fine. He did want to clarify that he does not have the coronavirus. But he is from Texas, born and raised, and an old school Pokemon fan. You'll probably see some Gen 4 Pokemon. Sinnoh is his favorite region, which, very good taste, as I must say. And as you can see with Torterra, I think that looks like a mega form of Torterra, or maybe I just haven't seen Torterra in a long time, but it looks like a strong, beefed up Torterra ready to go to town. And then the star behind Torterra is actually significant. So if you could guess what that star is for, go ahead. But I won't say the answer because it was really unique, and I want you to try to guess on your own, or maybe you could ask him. So yeah, Sir Roland, he learned a lot last league. He's really excited for this one, and I think that he's going to use his favorites and some of his Gen 4 favorites with some new stuff this time around too, and really show what he's learned. So very excited to have you back, and I look forward to what the Waterfront Woods team is going to be like. Last team had like a little bit of an aviation thing going, so maybe this team will be a little bit more of like a verdant forest kind of feel. We'll see. Alright, next is the patch 3.0 Ivysaurs headed by Noob Scrub, and Noob Scrub is actually one of the co-runners of this league, so I'm very excited for Noob Scrub to be participating and helping me out this time around. This logo is amazing. I love it. Ivysaur having a history in Smash of being very strong. There was one notorious patch which nerfed Ivysaur a little bit, but Ivysaur is still very strong contender. The best of the 3 Pokemon in Smash, dare I say, period. Noob Scrub would definitely argue that. So we're very excited to have Noob Scrub here, and I think that he's definitely going to keep representing the stall playstyle. Last league, he was the only one who went full stall, really. And I think he's going to take what he learned last league about stall's strengths and weaknesses and improve that this league. So get ready, because we got a stall storm coming. I'm really excited to see how he utilizes that strategy, especially considering not a lot of people seem to like it in this particular league. So he's going to bring something interesting and unique to the table. He did want to say that he likes Ivysaur and doesn't like Charizard. That's his thing. Also that Pyukumuku should have blocked Wobbuffet, which is referring to the battle versus Quasimodo, in which he wanted Pyukumuku to block Wobbuffet so that there would be a PP stall. Very painful battle to commentate by me. Luckily it didn't happen. Let's have our fingers crossed that it doesn't happen again. But yeah, thank you Noob Scrub, and I look forward to seeing what you bring. Next we got Nightwishy Washy, and this is a team led by Fingered Witch, who goes by the username, unless you're on a first name basis. This is kind of like where I always have to catch myself, because I'm always like, I always want to say Fingered Witch's name, but I'm like, well, I like other people know Fingered Witch is Fingered Witch, but me and Fingered Witch go way back, almost a decade. And we actually became friends over Face Off, this awesome show where they do cool creations and sculpt monsters and all these awesome things. And Fingered Witch actually comes from there, where there was this really cool witch with like a fin made of fingers like sticking out, like as if there was people stuck inside her trying to get out. It was really cool. I recommend watching Face Off. This logo is really awesome. It represents Nightwishy Washy, which has the industrial wishies of the Washi emblem there, and so there's multiple layers to this logo. The Nightwishy Washy and the angel with the arm down in the background represents Nightwish, and this is album art from Nightwish. And then Industrial Wishes of the Washi is a modification of the Industrial Workers of the World, represented by Wishy Washy, which is like a bunch of fish coming together into one big fish. So very good analogy there, I'd say. We could probably expect to see Wishy Washy on this team, considering the representation of Wishy Washy there. And once again, Fingered Witch known for going the unexpected route, using gimmicks, using fun ways to play, using beloved Pokemon in interesting ways. So very, very curious to see how that goes. Don't expect any meta meta strategies here for the most part from Fingered Witch. They are very, very anti-meta in that they will always bring something that's probably unexpected. So look out for that. It'll be fun. Next we got Moondrinkers, which is led by Edgar. Also goes by Edgar. And this logo actually made by Zap2 Strike, which is Edgar's brother. And it looks really nice. I very much like it. Edgar participated as the Canopy Defenders last league. And I forgot to mention, too, Fingered Witch last league was Butcher Blissy's, another really fun logo. But Edgar was the Canopy Defenders last league, another logo with the circular text, which I think that Zap did a really good job on this time around. I really like what Edgar brings to the table in terms of strategizing. I think that he has a really good eye for identifying winning strategies and how to poke holes in the opponent. And I would say that my fight with Edgar last league in the regular season was probably the most intense. And so I'm really looking forward to see what Edgar brings this time around. Edgar being one of the admins on FnF, really good friend. And he said that he's always happy to interact, give thoughts, and practice with others. And also play metronome battles, which is a reference to before me and Edgar fought. I was pretty nervous, and we did a all Wigglytuff metronome battle, and it was really fun. So Edgar's always willing to do things like that, and really kind. So thank you, Edgar, for joining again. I'm really happy you did. I know you were wondering whether you should or not at one point, and then you did. So that made me really excited. So really, really glad you're in the league. And we move on to Star Conquerors. This is led by Benjamator67, who says he doesn't really care what you call him, but Benji is the easiest thing for people. So Benji is what I put there. He was one of the people who actually joined in as a backup for Kudo. And when he joined, he didn't really have much background on Pokemon and didn't really know it that well. But he really put some effort in. He practiced every week. I saw him asking for practice, and sometimes I practiced with him. So he says he's not great at this kind of Pokemon battling, but I think that he does have a lot of potential and that he grew a lot. So we'll definitely see some interesting stuff. He didn't draft his team last time, and he stuck with the original team, so I'm really curious to see what his draft is going to be, because his playstyle was kind of balanced. He did a little bit of everything, but if you make your own draft, you could really dictate what your playstyle is versus acquiring a draft from someone else. So, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how he goes about his draft and what changes he decides to make and how he decides to play. So, Benji, welcome again. I'm glad you could be here from the beginning and experience the season in its entirety. Next, we have Rio Grande Rapidash, and very cool logo update. We had Rio Grande Rapidash last time with a different logo, and actually in the preseason with a different logo. This is a very cool logo. Emberhoof is the one leading Rio Grande Rapidash. He told me kind of his vision, and I put this together for him, and it looks really cool. I think he had a really good idea where he wanted to go with this logo. So he definitely is someone who's improved a lot from the preseason to Season 1, and then from Season 1's beginning to its end. He ended on a pretty high note. I think that he's going to definitely bring it. His playstyle seems to be balanced, leaning more towards offensive, but he is not afraid to get a few walls in there too when he needs to. He thinks that he's going to be the villain that people hate to love, but honestly, I mean, I don't think there's really any villains in the draft league. Last time when I had the post-league interview with him, he apologized because there was a few moments where he got a little bit heated. But there was a lot going on, and I think he grew from it, and I see that growth in him, and I believe in Ember. So Ember, continue on with that fire that rages inside you. I think you're going to do really good this league. And of all the people, I think Ember's definitely one of the strongest drafters. He's put together a really strong team. I think it was one of the strongest last time. I think he's going to put together a strong one this time. So definitely watch out for Ember. I think he's thirsting for that playoffs entrance, and I think he's definitely poised to get it this time. So yeah, Ember, really excited for you to be here. Also, Rio Grande Rapidash, I thought that it was Rio Grande from Brazil, but it's actually a river in Colorado, I believe, that he told me about. So fun fact there. All right, we move on to the Visionary Tricksters. This is led by King Fuse, and King Fuse is definitely a trickster player in that he is not afraid to use gimmicks. He definitely tried to use more gimmicks as the league went on, employing Pokemon such as Shedinja and Smeargle in the last league, and playing around with them and trying to have some fun. So based on the title of his team now, the Visionary Tricksters, I think he's definitely going to go for more of those gimmicks and try to have a team that can really mess with you and have a lot of utility. That's my guess. King Fuse is a very nice guy, really cool guy. He has the mentor role on the server. He likes to help people out, so really excited to have him back. He did take a little break from Discord, but I think he's going to be back in time for participating in the league. Well, he's already pretty much back, so he'll definitely be able to participate in the league. And he said that he not to worry too much about rescheduling. He understands if you have something that comes up, and that he'll be happy to reschedule, because he said that happened to him a lot last league. So if you're scheduling with him, no worries. Do it at your best time. And he says no preference in how to refer to him by, but just don't be mean. Pretty self-explanatory. I think that just goes for anybody, regardless of who they are, especially in FnF. People are pretty nice. So yeah, King Fuse, welcome back. Really excited to have you, and looking forward to see how you do this time. Next we have the Pitiful Punching Bags. This is another one of my favorite logos. I really like this one. The fact that Wobbuffet has the belt and everything. So this is Pitiful Punching Bags, led by Quasimodo. And Quasimodo was one of the other backup coaches that we had last league. Came in this time around and really showed it. He almost made it into the playoffs, even though he came in with a disadvantage in the record. He almost made it into the playoffs, so that's pretty remarkable. I think he's learned a lot, and he's going to use Wobbuffet probably in a very interesting way. That was kind of his signature Pokemon last time, and he pulled some hype stuff, like with the what berry was it? I forgot exactly what berry it was, but Custap Berry, yeah, Custap Berry. Custap Berry, which allowed him to use Destiny Bond, very hype moment. So I think that he's going to bring something interesting, and with the playoffs opening up, and the fact that he won't be starting with a disadvantage in his record, I could very much see him making it into the playoffs. So I'm excited to see how he's grown and how he does his draft, because also he didn't do his draft last time. He seemed to like using Wobbuffet to complement the rest of his team, and Wobbuffet's really good at that. So I'm expecting to see more of that. All right, next we have the Florida Flesh Ribbons, led by Lion Hugs, and Sylveon is the team mascot here. We have Sylveon with 4 lightsabers, as Lion Hugs is a very big fan of Star Wars. And then we have a couple of Florida memes, the orange juice. The Flesh Ribbons is a reference to the fact that Sylveon's ribbons are made of flesh, and they're kind of used as feelers, which it shows on the logo. But yeah, really fun logo. Lion Hugs was a little bit nervous, I guess, going into the league last time, just wondering like, oh, how am I going to do? It was actually really pleasantly surprised about making it into the playoffs, But this time, I think that with all that they've learned, they're going to really bring it this time. And I could definitely see some playoffs potential here as well. Lion Hugs does not stray away from Stall. So this, if we're going to see another Stall team, I think this would probably be it. So Noob Scrub and Lion Hugs, a battle versus each other might be interesting, but who knows? It might not be Stall, maybe it'll be more balanced, but we'll probably definitely see Sylveon on this team. Alright, next we have Detroit Dinos, headed by Startoad. Startoad being one of the names mentioned a lot last league on teams that people were frightened by, or teams that players that people thought did really well, and I agree. Last league, he went with Rain. This league, he actually said that he's not going to go with Rain, so I'm really excited to see what he decides to go for this time. His team building was really strong over time in that he made exchanges that were really good, and I think that he's one of those people that he becomes stronger over time. He was actually the only person who got a win versus my team in the playoffs, so over time, he does really well. I think he does. That's just a trend with him in games in general, and Smash, that's certainly the case. So I'm really excited to see what he pulls off. We have a logo just like the last one, Detroit Dunsparce's, with the glasses and the little vape pen. So this is a classic, very very much like the theme of the league logos. And I think that Startoad is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. So watch out for Startoad. He's going to be one of the ones to watch. Next we have Blitz City Haxorus led by Colin as the coach. And we have Appleton in there between the Blitz City, the representation from last time, Appleton Allegiance. Colin was in fact the most improved player last time, jumping from last place in the preseason to third place in the league last time around. I practice with him pretty often. He's very thoughtful and he puts a lot into planning his teams. He likes to come with things that are unexpected but don't stray that far from optimal. So he has a nice balance in that respect. Very much likes hyper offense and plowing through the team. I think as the league went on, he went more hyper offensive. So we'll probably see a more hyper offensive draft this time. That's my guess. I'm wondering if he's going to go for Mega Lopunny again, or if he's going to pick a different Mega. Mega Lopunny was definitely a tried and true Pokemon for him, but maybe he'll want to branch out and try something new. We'll see when the draft starts. But he's definitely a good artist. He made his logo all by himself, and he also did the league logo, the background logo, not the one you see in the top left corner, but the one at the start of this video. So he's multi-talented. Really excited for him and seeing what he does this league. He is starting at seed 3, whereas last league he started as a last seed. So miles of improvement there, and I think he's just going to keep getting better the more he tries. So Colin, really happy to have you here, and let's see what Blitz City Haxorus brings on. Next we have Ferocious Victini led I was about to do led it again. Led by Quest Requested, aka Quest. So you don't have to say his full username, you can just go by Quest. And we have Victini on the cover, which is a tribute to Victini from the last league, actually. Vector the Victini, Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference. This time he's not going, I think, with the reference he had last time around, but he is definitely going to bring something interesting, and he also has the reference there to Vector from Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't want to say too much in case anybody's going to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! And there's spoilers, because I'm watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now with him, actually. Quest helped me a lot in the server, and he actually was the one who initiated the last league and co-ran it with me. So very happy that he's joining again. He has been a little bit busier, so he's not running the league this time, but he's still participating. And he is our European. So aside from Drizzle Boy now, he is the other European in the league. So he plays a little bit earlier for people in the Eastern Standard Time and above, since it's very late for him over there when he plays. So he made it really far. He got second place in the league last time, and his team style is balance and utility. He likes to have Pokemon that can do a lot of things at once, and he likes to be able to attack, defend, or do both in a battle, and I think he does it very skillfully. I think he's going to do very well. I keep stumbling over my words. I think he's going to do very well this time around. Definitely think he's going to make it to the playoffs. He is a force to be reckoned with. He can definitely change up his team whenever he wants and really throw people off. So definitely look forward to Quest and how he plays. And last but not least, we have SunFriendly, led by myself. As you can see, I have the Torkoal running in the sun. It might be a little obvious what kind of archetype I'm going for with this, but it doesn't matter. I just love it a lot. I'm definitely trying to have a little bit more fun this time around with the league. I mean, not that I didn't have fun last time. Last time, I picked Pokemon I was very comfortable with and Pokemon that I liked a lot and used them. This time I'm picking Pokemon that I haven't used that much, aside from a few of them, but trying something new, an archetype that maybe isn't the best or the strongest, but one that I think will be fun and going outside my comfort zone. So SunFriendly is a play, of course, on FnF, which is the server name. No preference on how people refer to me by, like King Fuse, just be respectful. That's what I ask for everyone, about anybody. I'm really excited to see what this league holds and how people use what they learned last time in this league. The team I have, the archetype might be obvious, but there are going to be a few tricks up its sleeves. Don't think that you could telegraph it just yet. I don't want to say too much before the draft because anything could change during draft, but I definitely have a few surprises in there that I think will be fun to witness, so stay tuned. And I intend to make the playoffs. We'll see if I can or not, but I mean, everybody intends to make the playoffs. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely looking forward to some challenges. I think a lot of people have really stepped up their game. And yeah, we'll expect to see some Torkoal. Alright, so that was the last team of the draft league. 16 teams in total, 4 backups. And we start on the 4th of April, which is less than 2 weeks away from the time of this recording. Of course, right now we're in the coronavirus pandemic scare, so a lot of people are going to be stuck at home. So I think this is actually a good time that people have some time, they have something to look forward to and have fun with when they're kind of stuck doing nothing. One thing I do want to say, I'm really excited about the league and the spirit of the league, the way that people are always helping each other out, being nice, being good sports, not being disrespectful to each other, and we're all in this to have fun together. A lot of people have become closer as a result of this league last time. They practiced together, they had a lot of fun. I want to see more of that this time, and I am really hoping that we all have a lot of fun and decide to give it our all. And yeah, so definitely try to get to know the other league members, even if it's just little quick facts about them, like what their favorite Pokemon is, how they go by, what their battle style is like, what their favorite games are. Let's connect with each other. Let's get to know each other. Let's have some fun. Let's keep being fun and friendly with each other. And let's remember that this is, everybody's going to have fun, improve, and do some good team building. And yeah, what I'm trying to say is have fun with it. Don't sweat it too much. This is just for fun. But it's going to be a good experience, and I hope that we can keep strengthening our friendship and learning more about each other, about Pokemon, and having a good time. So thank you guys so much for watching this video and your interest in the league. I can't wait to begin. Drafting starts on April 4th. Once we draft, I will be putting up the draft in its entirety to YouTube in a video based on the order that the draft occurred, as well as the impressions of the teams I might do. I might do that again, I might not, we'll see. But yeah, so we're bound to start pretty soon, and until then, I'll see ya. This is Noel from SunFriendly, and goodbye.